Annie of Research, Resell, Repeat, and this is a video to report the results of my great big auction experiment, which I ran last week. And the reason I did this was this year I want to cull my store of a lot of the things that are just sitting and accruing monthly listing fees, but are not going to sell for a lot if and when they ever sell. And by sitting for a long time, I mean like a year and a half, probably, between a year or more, but mostly the worst offenders are the things that eBay tells me have been sitting for 16 months, which it likes to do. So those things, for the most part, unless they're, crazy valuable, are going on auction. And most of them, everyone I can, is going on 99-cent auction and trying to move it out, sort of blowout sale style. Move it out or take it down and lot it up and put it back up, and just try to get money out of these things that are already in inventory instead of losing money on them by having them accrue listing fees. So it's a delicate balance because a lot of things, if I put them on 99-cent auction, have already accrued, like $1.60 if it's been 16 months in listing fees, and somewhere between $1 and $1.60. So that means that if they sell for 99 cents, and then you add the difference between what eBay charges buyers for flat rate postage and what it charges me as the seller for flat rate postage, i.e. the discount, that it's pretty much break even or close, or losing a few cents or making a few cents. Depends on the shipping, really, at this point. Things that have been listed for less time, less of a problem. Things that are heavier and need a higher shipping rate, and the discount has a bigger discrepancy between what the seller pays and what the buyer pays, less of a problem. But for most little things like a postcard, so forth, it's close. But the way I'm seeing it at this point is the listing fees are sunk costs, and I don't want to continue paying them. So stopping them, dealing with the sunk costs, and getting them out the door to somebody who wants them is a great thing to do right now. So the items I'm talking about are generally vintage ephemera, a lot of postcards, a lot of all kinds of things, books, music, ephemera, paper mostly, a little bit of jewelry, a little bit of this and that, but mostly paper. And so last week I listed 759 auctions, which was crazy and fun. And they almost all started at 99 cents unless they really needed to not do that. Like, I started them as low as I could bear. So some were $4.99, some were $9.99. I think some were probably, $19.99 or even $49.99. But the majority of what sold were the 99-cent ones, and people got some really good deals on things, actually. And I'm glad that they are no longer sitting in my office, but are going to people who want them. So the results are that of the 759 auctions that I put up, I sold 98 items, and that is about 13% sell-through rate, which I think is actually pretty good for things that haven't been selling for up to 16 months. That's crazy. 13% of them out the door. There were a lot of multiple purchases from, a single buyer. So I ended up actually shipping about 50 packages all in all told, which was fun. Kind of made last Tuesday very interesting with the other things I had to do, but I got them out. And okay, here's the less thrilling but not too sad part, which is that I ended up making about $200 on this extravaganza. And like I said, it was kind of touch and go. I mean, it really had a lot to do with the shipping discount differential and, items that hadn't been up as long. So I made $202.57, if my math serves me correctly. And I have about 600 and some odd, wait, is that right? Yeah, 640, 57, 6, about 650 things that didn't sell that are either going to be relisted or already have been, or are going bye-bye, or going in lots, or maybe going onto a different platform or in a different guise. I think some things I'm going to move to Etsy with some different kind of marketing, and maybe elsewhere. I don't know. We'll see. So that is the results of last week's big auction experiment. I actually feel really good about it because I just, you just want to clean a clean slate sometimes and get some stuff out and stop just paying fees and feeling like a bad business person. I listed between relisting some of that stuff and listing different stuff. I have 300 auctions going now. I think about 300. That will end next Friday. If you're watching this in relative real time, that would be next Friday, the 14th of February, 2020. And we'll see how that goes. And I don't know, I kind of feel like if things get listed for auction twice and don't sell, then they go bye-bye. And yeah, we give them a chance first, though. So that's what I'm doing with my crazy business pivoty planny thing at the moment. Also really focusing on Amazon, which is going well, and focusing on faster flip items in my eBay store. And actually, I should say that I made 202 on these auctions, but I also sold a whole mess of other stuff at like the real price. So, it was a reasonable week overall. I don't actually have the totals in front of me because I'm not really as much as I'm impressed by people who give all their numbers. I'm like not so much a numbers person. I'm trying to be more of one. It's not for lack of wanting to be transparent. It's for lack of having done the math and writing it down. It's all in my spreadsheet, but I didn't sum it, and it's not open right now. So la la la. But anyway, yeah, it was an okay week overall, and that 200 extra bucks, was great. So let me know if you've experimented with auctions. It's really interesting. I mean, I never do auctions. And it was interesting that I had buyers pay shipping on every single thing. So even though they might have bought one postcard for 99 cents, it was still $2 or $3 to ship it with tracking. And that worked. So nobody asked me for, please just send it with a stamp, which I would have done, but nobody asked. So I sent everything with tracking. It's all above board. Good stuff. So yes, let me know if you've experimented with auctions or if you have any questions about how or why I did this. And I'll let you know how the next round goes. And have a great week. Bye.